Hey, awesome people, YouTube, welcome back to another Bannerlord video. In this one, we telling you and showcasing you how you can defend your castle or your town without siege equipment or defensive equipment and with. In this one, the army is, as you can see, way bigger than the defensive. We have 540, they have over 1100. We don't have any siege defensive equipment, as you can see, and if it would let me, our walls are pretty low. Apparently it doesn't want to tell me. I believe it is tier 1 walls, right? But before we get into it, I just want to remind that if we can get to 575 subscribers by Christmas, we'll be doing $25 gift card giveaway. If we get that number by December 1st, we'll be doing a $50 gift card giveaway. And I do stream, or lately I've been still recovering, do stream on Kick at 4 p.m. Eastern. I stream ESO, sometimes Bannerlord, Word Tales, a bunch of different games. So do check it out. And I do giveaways on there as well. And I do have my own Discord down in the description. Let's go that, and we can eventually start doing giveaways on there as well. But with all that said, let's get into the video. So, you started your kingdom, or you were helping some other kingdom defend their castle or their town. It doesn't really matter. And the army is huge, and you can see the numbers are 2 to 1, sometimes it could be more, it could be equal, and you want to try to do your best not only to defend it, but also try to level up some of your skills. That could be bow, crossbow, throwing, special engineering if you get siege equipment or defensive equipment, you know. Could be some of your melee skills like one-handed, two-handed, polearm, or also athletics, you know, could be medicine. That is where siege is huge help. But let's get into it. And as you can see, power level is not in that favor, but I will be using, if I can show you, a good amount of Conguard and heavy lancers. Heavy lancers are not as great, but Conguard, their archers, they're pretty amazing. You can do it with other units, but you definitely want to have a decent amount of archers. That will help you quite as well, right? We're gonna make it to where the enemy, oh no, sorry, not the enemy, we have our beautiful sergeants take over. And as you can see, the wall are level 1, so it is not great. So we have 206 defenders, enemy has 219 attackers. That is not great for us. Also did not go from the proper side. What you try to want to do is, if you don't have siege defensive equipment, is try to shoot at the enemy, right? I let the sergeants take over just so the enemy can do what they need, or my troops can do what they need to. And we can also utilize some rocks once the enemy gets close to throw at them, doing some damage. And this is the sturgeons. They have heavy infantry, so dealing with them will be a little bit annoying. Hey, we got a noble, right? Normally you would try to use rocks on down there, but since they don't have a battering ram, because they thought it was gonna be easy, we're gonna just do some rock throwing. As you can see, we did 68, 69, nice damage, and some other small damage. That's not the greatest, but this allows us to make it to where a little more of the enemies will be hurt and even can die, right? And since you're throwing this, it helps you level up your throwing skill. As you can see, the power level is more and more in our favor. If you don't want to throw stuff, I like to go in the first person mode and just pick off some of the people that are on the ladder. Unfortunately, I don't have the highest archery skill, and these dudes are heavily armored. Right? If you had, there we go. If you had good archery skill, you can just shoot them in the head, doing some nice damage, leveling your archery or your bow skill, and allowing your team to have to deal with less and less enemies. And another thing why bow or crossbow, if you prefer that, are good or better in defense than javelins or throwing axes, throwing daggers, is because you can replenish your arrows or bolts. And as you can see, we just doing massive damage. As you can see, we had some losses, primarily just wounded troops. That was a miss. You also want to try to not get shot. You can auto-resolve, but auto-resolve would only be beneficial if you definitely have better troops. And the army is equal and you have siege equipment and all that stuff. Which this will take quite a bit. So we're going to come back at the end of this to showcase how many losses we had, how many kills we have, stuff like that. So I will see you in a minute. Alright people, we have won. We have suffered 73 total wounded slash dead, 13 dead, 74 technically. He ain't mathing right here. We had 11 dead from my side, 7 lancers, 4 crusading conguard, which sucks, but we killed 613. In reality, we only killed 151 fully dead. The 461 will be able to recover, which sucks, which is a price you will have to pay if you go into high medicine. Like, well, not super high, but anything above 75 will not be ideal, right? Now, what I need to do is, unfortunately, I can't disband that army. So hopefully, Sanyon does not come over, because that'll be a little bad for showcase, right? Now we have 2 siege equipments, right? We're gonna allow him to regain some strength, right? So why not? It wouldn't be super fair, you know. They'll be around 1,000. Perfect. Now, you also want to save a lot just in case the game crashes, and that would not be great. But this time, they still outnumber us nearly 2-to-1, right? But we have catapult, fire catapult, and another fire catapult. So we have 2 fire catapults and a regular catapult. They do have some siege stuff, but that's okay. So if they have 1 siege tower, that's amazing. If they have 2, not so much, right? Because what you're trying to do is destroy one of those siege towers, as you can see, baiting them into just going up the ladder, right? And there's one of the fire catapults. You definitely want to be on it, because these things are amazing. If I can kick this dude out, and hopefully I can manage to hit this first try. Come on. Come on. Oh, wow. That was way too much. It might take you a few tries to align it, but hopefully we do get it right, especially this time. Come on. Ooh, still super high. So the reason why these things are amazing is their explosives, and you want to utilize them to deal massive damage to a pack of enemies. Man, we're still super high. Like, we'll get closer and closer with each one, right? Unfortunately, there's no ladders over here, so we need to gonna relocate to the other side. Let's shoot it like this. Hopefully we'll hit some. We didn't, but as you can see, one of our lancers was able to eliminate 18 enemies, which is pretty massive. Hopefully if we aim like these, it's a little too low. Dang, as you can see, now he got 20 more. Right? Which is massive, because you want to be eliminating the enemy. Not ideal. You also don't want to eliminate this, because the enemy can just run away. And since you dealt no damage, it's a bit of a waste of time. And there we go. We just able to get 11, including some of the named, or some of the nobles. Right? Just pretty massive. Now we're gonna rotate, because that's the basic stuff. Oh lord, we gonna do something not as smart. We're gonna bypass. Excuse me, right? Now the catapults are not as effective because they're super close range. So you pick up the base and just boom. Right? You also make sure you throw it in the pack. Now, unfortunately, some of our people are down there because they just want to go. Now look at that. We're just dealing massive damage. See, last time we lost quite a bit of people, right? Lost 14. We did lose 5 and we made lose a little more, but look at that. Ooh, be careful not to go down. And now, look at that. We're just wiping them. Getting tons of kills. We nearly at 100 kills. And if we do unfortunately manage to eliminate one of our people, that is not great, but they shouldn't be doing it. And now look at that. They ran away because that you dealt really decent damage with very minimum losses. If it was the first time, the siege, it would have been ideal. So what you can do now, right? You've broken them. They have low numbers, right? So what you can do is what I like to do. Since a good amount of them will recover, what you can do is set up an ambush. Which means that we'll be baited into attacking you. And now you can decide, I want to wipe a nice chunk of them, right? Or, because they do have some troops, as you can see, they have 28. Or, I just want to destroy their siege equipment and then go and make them attack me. Which might not be too bad because they will be forced to go up the ladders. And if they go up the ladders, we'll know that is not great for them. But if you want to min-max your chances, is you get rid of their troops and you break their siege stuff. Now, as you can see, they will be getting reinforcements, but you can cut those reinforcements, right? When they come out, as long as you eliminate a nice chunk of these guys. Also, do be careful not to go down, because if you do go down, that's not going to be ideal for you. Because you want to be commanding the siege, just in case you are a huge morale boost to your troops. Without you, they don't fight as hard. Which is why you definitely want to stay alive. That's why I like having archers and sometimes the melee. But if you have Conguard, well, Conguard or Conguard. But now, you can see already destroyed 25 enemies, and they continuously go. So, what we're gonna do, oh, our captain's ordering retreat, which is the proper thing to do, but we want to get a few more. Right. Because the less enemies that we have down in the siege, the better. Alright, we got a few more. With 35 enemy wounded or dead and only one of ours, it's good because they have no siege equipment and we can just start to attack, right? So we force them to attack. Yes, they have bigger numbers, but now the stuff is equal in terms of power. I also do apologize that this video is long, just trying to showcase as much as I can without cutting down. Now, if you do get to the screen, you can auto deploy, right? You can break down your formations if you want, you know. It's good to have like 2 or 3 infantry and then a couple infantry forward. Why is it 17?
Footmen, infantry forward.
Okay, well, I guess it wants to do this, right? Also, you can showcase put yourself somewhere. We're gonna put ourselves over here so we're closer to the tower, not to the tower, to the siege equipment. that we want to take care of. And get out of here, horsey. Eh? Excuse me, pardon. Now, since they don't have any siege equipment, they have to run up to. Here is where, if I can hit anything. Ooh, look at that, we got 9 enemies. Some of them are like veterans, and some of the other ones, they are pretty tanky units. So by eliminating even a few of them, ooh, that was a huge miss. It makes our chances of winning even better. But you already can see, like, we already have more defenders, more stuff like that. So defending your keep, if you do properly, can take a bit. Actually, just do it by just doing this. Look at that. Boom. Not dead, but look at the damage. That's a lot of damage. Now look at that. So what you want to do is just kind of bait them into attacking you more and more. Because you can get a nice amount of renown, nice amount of influence, and I forget that one. Yeah, influence and renown just by fighting, because the more troops you fight, the more renown you're gonna get. Now, since the enemy reinforcements are still coming, and we already destroyed 111 of them, we're just gonna wait and maybe shoot some arrows, because there's not that much we can do until enemy reinforcements come through. Right? We're gonna help our archers defeat the enemy archers. Because if the enemy has less archers, well, that means less of our archers and less of our defenders will be going down. Which is always really, really nice. Now, if unfortunately the enemy, as you can see, the split is uneven and they go the other side, and you're lucky to have 2 fire catapults, you can set up the set up yourself right here, and then boom, you can do the same thing. Well, except for this time it's going to be a little further away, which is a bit annoying, but you can still do good. Now, look at that. Nice amount of damage. Really, really nice. More than likely, they're about to break and run away because they're suffering losses pretty heavy, with 0 to no ground gain. Right? And since already 200 enemies killed, it's gonna make our final battle even that much easier. Right? My troops just eating themselves because they're like, we want to fight. I also do want to tell everyone that if you have watched up to this point, it means the world to me. So do leave a like, subscribe, comment. Let's get this channel growing. Now, I'm gonna yoink one of those fire boom booms. And I'm gonna come over and do the same thing as we've done before, right? And you can do this continuously or until you're comfortable enough to take the army on one-on-one while not being a defense in the castle or the keep, right? Mind you, look at that. We leveled up a little bit of athletics and a little bit of engineering. Majority of our engineering has been, well, actually all of it has been leveled through this. You can get a lot of engineering this way. But we're gonna continue this until the enemy runs away, and then I'll bring you back. Alright. Now, it didn't take long. We successfully destroyed them. As you can see, this battle only were able to eliminate 378 enemies, 71 dead, 306 injured. Although the math isn't adding up, we have lost only 2 people, and they were Imperial Heavy Horsemen and a trained archer. We got plenty of loot, which unfortunately we're not gonna matter, but we got a nice amount of influence and renown. And if you're defending and successful against huge numbers, you'll be able to win. Now, here comes the important, well, semi-important part. What you can do is the following, right? Since the enemy army is crushed, they're pretty low. As you can see, we can sally out because they only have 408, and if we allow them to recover, they're gonna get 500 troops back, which means we're gonna continuously do that. And if you want to farm renown, you can do that. Look at that, we have 9k, most of it just battles, not really doing what I did. But if you don't want to, you want to sally out, you can do so. And look at that, we preventing them from being able to get their huge numbers, right?
Stop.
That we got plenty of gold, and we're getting plenty of plenty of prisoners.
I give up.
So this is how.
There is no
I apologize that they're talking.
bloodshed.
Actually, let me just go through that,
Enough.
just so I don't have to hear him talk about 50 times. Don't worry about what I'm doing, because this is for the previous video, right? Of how to grow your kingdom. Oh my god, I forgot we took so many prisoners. But now since you're done here, you can continue hopping from siege defense to siege defense, especially if you can have huge numbers of defenders, you can do that. Or if you time it properly, you can go from siege defense to siege defense to siege defense. And you can get pretty good gear. As you can see, we got some that were nice. We got really good helmet, unfortunately it's rusty. And as you can see, we got plenty of goods to sell for a lot of money. Now, all that said, I do appreciate you watching. I'm sorry I rambled off, but this is how you defend your town or castle without siege equipment and with siege equipment. But with all that said, don't forget to stay awesome. I'll see you in the next one, and thank you for watching. Bye bye.